Yo. What's up, CM Trades? What's up, John? Scruffy Warlord, the good name. Garden Trader, King Carnage VCE, Matty Clams, Mel. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Be sure to thumbs up the stream as well as share it around. Appreciate each and every one of you. Well, yesterday we had a pretty crazy stream. We didn't do one in the morning. We did a small one towards the end of the day, a little after lunch towards close really, and we went over pretty much all the levels for SPY, Triple Q, SPX, IWM, and then we went through a lot of swing trading charts for a lot of other individual equities on the screen. So everybody should have similar levels or at least set pretty close to the same thing. Good morning, Prop. Good morning, Ryan. Aloha, SF. But today we're going to be looking outside of 519.60 and 521.27. We're actually closer to the top side right now. I have my pre-market off, but we're actually right under this level right now. Just above 520.95. So we'll probably be looking above previous day. I'm sorry, it'll be 2 day ago close now, but we'll be looking above the 2 day ago close as well as yesterday's high. So a combination of these two areas. Right here and here. We're looking over this area for longs and then under this area for shorts. So pretty simple. Like I said, yesterday's boring price action definitely set up a very easy to see range. So we'll definitely be looking for that. But with that easy to see range, everybody can see that, right? Now they might not be using the same thing as us though. We're using the high and the 2 day ago close. I promise you, most people are just looking at yesterday's high. They're going to be looking at 520.95. So they think it's already moon time. But we still have to break above the 2 day ago close. That would bring some nice mooning. So there's also one more level in between here, but I don't have it marked to keep it clean. But if you go from this previous day close up to that next area, you actually do have a level here at 522.50s, 522.60s, which you could naturally mark on your own even if you did mark right here and then do that supply. So you should have this one way shape or another. So there is a zone here if anybody wants to be careful about that. If we break above this, this needs to be your first target, not 524. So we'll be looking at that this morning. We also did the bigger time frame for charting, just going over some basic stuff. And we can actually see this higher open is actually great for the bulls. So we're going to mark the bottom of that, 519.60. That'll be helpful for us in the future. We'll go back to the day trading chart. So the game plan set last night is still set. We're good. What's up, Ryan? Good morning. Good morning, Cam. Good morning, For Profit. Creator, good morning. Alexis, good morning. And Mighty One, good morning. I know Mighty One was there yesterday in that stream. So I know Mighty One's got the level set. But how is everyone this morning? Good morning, Deuce. How you doing, man? You were one of the last reviews I read yesterday. I was reading yours. Good morning and happy Tuesday. You too, Sandollar. I'm glad to hear your connection's better today, man. Qs are already above the previous day high supply. SPX up as well above previous day high supply. SPY is breaking it, trying to get past the previous or 2 day ago close. Sorry. Apple's still struggling. We're still seeing struggle in the Apple chart. Microsoft also struggling. Nvidia up. Some of these semiconductors are most likely up because of some of the upgrades, so be very careful. I believe it was SMCI that was upgraded today. Yes, it was. Netflix coming through the floor. I think we were all ready for that one to finally happen. Boeing. And PayPal's up more. Wow. AM Tesla, nice move up today. Very, very nice move up today. I think more people were ready for that chart to be in more pain than it was, the AMD chart. Good morning, Garmadon. Garmadon was in that stream the other day too. How you doing, man? Good post in the Discord so far. A lot of really good posts in there by the members. A bunch of charts and stuff like that. SPY seems to be giving up some of its strength here at the open. Same for the Qs. We'll see if they actually lose any support though, because all we did was just have a green open, move up a little bit, and now we're slowing down. Nothing really bad has come from this move yet. Also, some of the Apple's strength weakness has given up. Strength is picking back up. See if Microsoft follows. And we'll see if the semiconductors stay up. Again, your Nvidia, your AMD, your SMCI, your all of your semiconductors. We just need to focus on the tempo of those, because those have been very helpful in the move up on these charts. Oh, this Roku chart is ready to go, dude. It's still sitting here. Have you guys seen this? I don't even know which direction anymore, but this thing's ready. That thing's crazy. Um, Tesla fast breakout. Good call it by Sandollar. Do you always use the 2-day ago close as a level? Why is it so significant today? No, we do not use it all the time. I pretty much never use it. The reason I'm using it today is because it was never surpassed and it is still around recent info. As you can see here, normally I'd go from the high to the open of the green candle, and that'd be great. But we already know there's a range. I already know there's a low and a high here. We don't need to know that even more so. So we need to add other information outside of this. 2-day ago close, why not? It's right there in our faces. Why not add that? It's really just about using recent price action. It's not like, yes, you should use previous day high, previous day low, open, close, all that good stuff. And then 2-day ago, you really shouldn't use any of those levels unless you have a supply or a demand or something in that area that was just not touched yet, that wasn't broken, that wasn't utilized. That's really the only time you need to be looking at that. But no, I do that normally, and that is why it's significant. Prop Street, possible inside bar forming an IWM 5-minute. We actually have one on the daily time frame too. I have this set for my premium group if you guys want to check this out. But we have a candle inside of the previous day, and this is after we hit a supply, and then we've made a lower high now. So we have a lower high hitting a supply. We have an inside bar. We have a higher open. We tried to break above 207. They're now pulling back. So now what you could look for is either a hold of 207 or a rejection of 207. And if so, you can take plays off that. So if you want to focus on IWM, be my guest. I love IWM. It's a really good chart. Anytime a SPY isn't moving too much, this is one of the better ones to focus. This was like the last chart I posted before I got off last night, I think. Square. Now that's a name I've not heard in a million years. Very strong uptrend. Do said, B, since Friday was a big red candle, I marked a halfway. That's fine, right? The question was, since Friday was a big red candle, I marked the halfway. That's fine, right? It wasn't that big of a candle. Oh, wait, why are you marking the halfway? I'm confused by that question, I'm gonna be honest. Square, nice move off open, never mind. Ha ha ha. Good morning, Fake Mojo. No problem, King Carnage. We like that 2-day ago close when it's handy. Yeah, exactly, when it's handy. You don't want to just randomly use it. I guess I'll just focus right here. See if anybody's saying anything on Discord. Good morning, D-Touch. Alright, we're just waiting on SPY. So tech has slowed down but still positive. Healthcare trying to hold. Ooh, banks are at their previous day low trying to hold. Discretionary is killing it. This is your Amazon, Tesla, Nike, Home Depot, McDonald's sector. They're killing it. Comms, this is your Meta, Netflix, and Google sector. They have moved up. Looks like they filled the gap too. Yeah, they did. Filled the gap and now they're slowing down. Industrials could be putting a hammer in to move up. Staples also got a nice little impulse move up. Energy pulling back a little bit. Utilities got a nice move up. Real estate sitting sideways. And semiconductors are also pulling back. That's good to know, huh? Yeah, there's AMD pulling back. See my video follows. Looks like they're trying to, but I haven't really broken that previous day close yet. Haven't looked at the charts since Wednesday. Where are you getting the 520.48, 518.21, and 5? So yesterday, if anybody, and if you want to, this is for anybody who wants to go adventure for themselves. I'll re-explain it either way. But if you go to yesterday's live stream, and you want to see all this yourself and really just kind of get a good look at it on your own, click live. Go to the not this one. Don't go to this one. Go to this one. It's the one I did yesterday. We did it for about an hour and 11 minutes. It's that one. But in this stream, I go over SPY bigger and smaller time frames, so that's where all those levels are coming from. But they're either emerging candles or previous day levels. But he said, have a look at the chart since Wednesday. Where are you getting the 521? Well, 520.48 should just be a halfway point, or yeah, 520.48 is an emerging candle, so that answers that question. He said 518.21. That'd be a halfway point of the range. And then he said 516.78. That's probably another emerging candle. Yeah. So two of those are emerging candles. One of them is just a halfway point between this one and this, and our lows right here. That's all that is. Just an in-between target. But the other two are emerging candles. Just the close of those big green boys on the far left. Good question, though. Good question. And Deuce, if you have any other way of wording your question, maybe I can help you out. I don't really understand what you meant by the halfway point of the Friday candle. But if you have any other thing you want to ask, please feel free to. I felt like we got to disconnect on that one. Got to shake the dust off my brain. You're good, Maddie. Sometimes it's just obvious stuff, you know. But that's why we did that stream yesterday. I might not have done a normal stream, but I got on for a little over an hour. We sat here and I just talked for an hour straight, over an hour straight, just going over levels, all kinds of stuff. So if anybody is in here interested in checking out that stream and wants to just kind of get back on the same page, maybe today you want to take that day off and go get your levels right, go watch that stream. It's only an hour, and you could skim through it too. It's not like you have to watch every minute of every hour, you know. You can skip to the good parts. SPY 5 minute is forming a hammer. Good eye by Creator Trades. He is correct. We do have a hammer. Holding previous day high, but we also are under today's open. If we reject today's open here, that is not a good sign. Seem to have held a 5 minute 5 minute hammer like we talked about, and then here on the 1 minute we have one rejecting today's open. So we're kind of watching this general area here to see what happens, but nice little 90% to the downside it looks like. But then they did another one to the upside. So what does that tell us if they've done that quick? It's indecisive. Both bear and bull have had a fake out this morning on the 1 minute. You missed Reddit? You did not miss anything, man. Don't even focus on that shit. If you're focusing on Reddit, you're telling me that you've not done your game plans, man, because Reddit is something you should not be watching right now. I don't care how much it's rallying. I don't care how much it's dropping. I just can't take people serious that focus on IPOs. So much better things you could put your energy into. Tesla to 187 today. Very possible to react with how we have seen that morning open. I definitely agree. What's today's date? 26th. I want to see more game plan posting. I want to see more of you guys posting your plays or what you're looking at. Like, I see you guys always asking, like, oh, have you seen this? Did you see this? But I never see you guys posting. I want to see more of that. There's a few names in here I see every day, but I want to see more game plans posted, more charts, explanations of what you're looking at. It doesn't need to be like, oh, I'm bullish above this, I'm bearish below this. You don't need to make it like that. But you need to at least share your chart and then share your thoughts. What do you like about that chart? What do you like about what you see in front of you? That's what I want to see. Didn't even know they had an IPO? Yeah, they did. We'll look at it for 5 seconds for VC. But yes, Reddit has IPO'd. The reason he's mentioning it is because they're killing it again. Yesterday they had a really nice rally, and then today they opened higher and they rallied again. But that's the exact reason why I don't want to look at it. Because everybody's looking at it just because it's up. They don't actually care about Reddit's future potential as a stock that you should be holding. Right? And that's pretty popular with most IPOs as well as SPACs, SPACs, as you guys know. A lot of people get into these very early on. And you guys might remember SPACs more than anything. They're the special acquisitions a lot of you guys were looking at before. These are companies that looked really good on paper and then all fell through the floor. Like, I'm not joking. There's maybe like 3 or 4 of these that have survived till today. But yeah, not a good sign for them. And guys, we have news in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, we have the consumer report. Thank you to Eric, by the way. He's been doing a really good job posting the news in chat. Q's look bullish. Q's look bullish before news. I'd say I'm pretty bullish on all of this before the news, but it's kind of like beating itself up, you know? You can't really say, like, I'm bullish this, and then say there's news, you know? It's like, well, you might as well just wait. So you might as well wait to see what happens after the news and see what kind of movement we get. Oh, Etsy. I needed to look at that today. You were looking at the entry of the 50% of the previous candle. Oh, you were looking for a cheaper entry. Okay. Hey, but the play's not over. The play's not over. You still got a lot of potential here in the future. So mark this low. Whoops. Mark this low right here. And if you want to keep your fib here drawn and keep that, whatever the level is, keep that drawn too. Good looks. Yeah, as soon as I saw you post gap fill, I was like, where is this gap coming from? I'm not joking. When I went to this chart, I started out looking way over here. I was like, where is he getting this gap from? I gotta see this. And then the more I started charting it, the more I looked over at the right, and I was like, it's right in front of me. But very clean find, Ryan. I liked that a lot when I saw you post that in Lifetime the other day. I was very excited about that. I was like, yes, Ryan's killing it. Now we just got to talk about, you know, getting into plays and navigating. But that's the slower process part, you know. I would say you've done the hard part. Well, you've done one of the 2 hard parts. You got to a point where you're able to draw stuff, throw it up, and confidently say, look, guys, this is what I want to try to do. You're not saying that you're going to be rich. We're not trying to be cocky or anything like that. Just putting ourselves out there. Nothing wrong with that. IWM, good mention by Carter. That is under today's open, so be careful, guys. This is doing a midterm retest on the 5-minute right now. Some people are probably seeing those lines. Are like, what the hell is he doing? Would like a clean break of 206.50, 206.30 for entry. Are you talking about IWM? I already kind of like it, honestly. I mean, you already got the break, and this is your retest. You can leave your entries here and keep your risk here. But stick to what you got if you have something planned. Don't change anything. Don't change shit for anybody. Stick to yourself. Roku sucks for information. I know. I know. I knew I was going to have a couple Roku guys in here being like, fuck Roku. I do not blame you, and I will let you hate Roku as much as you want. You're good, prop. I am alive. Took a break. What's up, fool? Glad to hear you're okay, man. Hopefully it was a good break. I should have bought Roku before they made it flat screen TV. Dude, yeah, no, you're not even joking. Yeah, React. Like that Roku chart looks so good, but then you go look and every time it pops, it just rejects. It's like, what the hell? I'm done looking at you. I'm breaking up with you, Roku. By the way, sorry I'm on the 1 minute. If you want to watch a cleaner time frame, I'd watch the 5. I do my charting on the 5, and then when you actually are going to trade, you should probably switch to the 1. But again, everybody has their different levels of comfortability and what they like to do. I would like to note, since breaking the open, we have had lower highs. We've also held the low and made a higher low, telling us that it is pretty much 50-50 on who gets control of this, but we have to remember that we did open higher. Let's check some other weights real quick. Apple strength still there. Microsoft did pull back a lot more, but they're still relatively holding where they were, just above the previous day close, which is a good sign. Nvidia did keep pulling back too, but just like Microsoft, still holding where they were. Kind of same story for AMD. Amazon slowing down. Some of its weakness is showing up. Do not forget to like this stream. Thank you, VC, for saying that. IB breaking to the upside. He's talking about IWM. Good looks on those callouts. 15-minute has an inside bar on SPY. Good call out by Creator. It's having a hard time breaking the 5-minute on EMA. Good updates, guys. Good updates. These are simple, effective updates. What's up, Matty Ice? How you doing, man? You're good. I read it just the same. And that's really what communication is, isn't it? It doesn't really matter if you're spelling it right or saying it right. If I understood what you're saying, that right there is communication. Me, copium, because I can't spell or speak. Good, busy morning. Hopefully not a bad busy morning. SPY looking a lot better right before the news drops here in about 30 seconds. Good morning, Paper Hands. How you doing, man? I believe it's consumer credit. How long does news usually last / affect price action? It's different every time. I just like to make people aware that there's news, because every time like somebody will be in a trade and then next thing you know, price is moving rapidly and they're like, why is it going against me? It's like, well, you're literally trading when PCE info is coming out. It's like, why would you trade during that? Well, it's PCE. Well, that's the better inflation data that the Fed likes to look at, so it's important. But that's not happening today. What are we getting today? Consumer credit. Just some minor news. Will that draw a reaction? We don't know. We never know. But what can we follow during that? Well, what time does the news come out, and what levels do I have in that area? Right now it looks like buyers are trying to hold it. So it's different every time, but I personally don't like to trade during news, because when you are, it's basically gambling. Like, you have to understand it's 50-50. So I would pretty much just avoid the at times of news. Like, if it's 9 o'clock and the news says 9 o'clock, just wait a second. Just wait a minute. It's not going to hurt you. And now you have less moving variables in front of you. So when you get into your opportunity or your trade or whatever you're looking at, your idea, you're not looking at as many variables now. It's just the price action. And yeah, consumer confidence was reported, so it should be all done. Doesn't look like it was that wide of a number. Excuse me. Nice 3-bar play on Apple to the upside, approaching the 200 EMA. Slowdown possible. Good call out by React. Keep those call outs coming in. And who all here likes using just price action or just levels? And who in here likes to use the levels but also use maybe like one indicator or a couple indicators on top of it? Who likes to use just the levels, and who uses the levels with other things? Because again, neither of you are wrong. I want you guys to know that. I just like to see what your personal preference is, see what kind of person you are. Some people like using just the levels and use like, one EMA. Some people use the levels and they use Bollinger Bands. Some people use the levels and they use TTM Squeeze. What do you guys like to use with the levels? What do you guys like to use with your system? Because again, this is your system at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if I invented these levels and said, this is mine. I invented this. This is mine. I told you to do this. It still wouldn't be all my idea. You're the one having to look at it, understand it, read it, review it, recap it, and then add on your own little spice to it. Sometimes it's a 9 EMA, or maybe you add something else, or volume, or whatever. But yeah, what do you guys use? I just want to see what y'all's personal preference. There's nothing wrong with any of those answers. Does volume count as an indicator? I personally don't count it as one, but if you say volume, I'm not gonna hate on you for it. If you use volume with it. Levels 9 EMA. Use the 9 EMA. The ladder, just volume. Still rocking the OG 9 and 21. Nice. Levels, price action. Then when I open Webull, I have the 9 and 200. Oh, okay. That's nice. I like that. You got like a little system going. You have a couple EMAs. Okay, so it looks like a lot of you guys have pretty similar ideas going. Looks like a lot of you guys are just using like VWAPs or small... Valdora said my feelings. Valdora, I was actually speaking about you in the trade floor just now. I was talking about how you're posting some good charts and good questions. The 9, the 21. Jesus Christ, creator. I knew I was reading your message when I saw how many things were typed. I was like, wait a minute. I saw the 700. Some EMAs on bigger time frames like you were saying yesterday. Okay, nice. Yeah, I like doing that too. Like, or if you have like the 9 EMA on the daily, like you need to be aware of where that is on the smaller time frame if you're using it. Very helpful. My feelings, that one still got me. I liked it all the way. Bose speakers maxed out in the Tahoe. Just levels and price action. I like the 9 EMA, VWAP, and sometimes volume, but those three don't necessarily dictate a trade for me. And that's good too. That's a great thing to understand for yourself. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I have all these things in my chart, but I'm not necessarily using them all. To actually get yourself in or out of a trade. By the way, we're back above today's open. That's a good sign. BB levels with price action, 821 EMA for confirmation sentiment. Definitely nothing wrong with that. The 8 EMA was actually my first love. Then it was the 9, which I don't really even know why I switched. I think it was because of Bigelow, but there's almost no difference between them. So make sure you guys you understand what you're using. I like that you guys have a system. Eric's using the 8 and the 21. We got someone over here using volume. We got someone over here using the 9. We got someone over here using VWAP. Just make sure you guys are comfortable. Chart patterns in the candle piercing 9 at moving average. IWM is breaking short-term structure. Oh boy. And yeah, see, like from what I was speaking about, like this already should have been one target, but now you're gonna possibly get a second retest. Good call-outs on IWM, Carter. Eric, there it is. I was like, wait a minute, is he sick? He said Acid Nation and Must Be Dreaming. Man, we haven't played those in here in a minute. Did y'all see the FSR news? They'll be getting delisted soon, and they'll become an OTC. Oh, it already happened. They already are an OTC. Look, it says it over the counter. Over the counter. Okay, never mind. Sorry, it already happened. I thought this still had like a couple days to go, honestly. But I guess not. But yeah, it's no longer on the New York Stock Exchange, an OTC. That's pretty funny. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. I'd like to add also on the bigger time frames, bulls are in control. So if you have anything else, I would love to review that. Yo, good job by Kevo. He's leading the way. If you guys are in the chat, he's been calling out plays all morning. I haven't even had time to be in there as quick as him. But check this out. And these are just people trading. These aren't like, come in here and join our analysts. We're selling signals for blah 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 blah. We're not doing that shit. We don't do that here. But basically just some good morning stuff. Everybody's saying good morning to each other. Some early morning charts. Everybody's saying what plays they're in, stuff like that. My more confident traders will of course post that stuff, like Rambo, Kevo, Mel, Leland, myself, D-Touch, Daffy, all them. And over time maybe you'll join us, but who knows. But here he is. He says SPY getting some nice volume. Then he says bounce nicely off that current day open. Highlights it, which I think he's a little bit off, but I see what he's saying. We see the open, we see a dip, hold, dip, hold, dip, hold. So he likes the hold, and he knows that we're in an uptrend. He knows the market is up, so he knows that he wants to be on the right side of trend. That's what he does. What else? He said, let's see a test of high of day. Ooh. He sees the flow, which this is again just flow watching market net premium for calls and puts, but he's probably not using this to get into his trades. He's just using this as an outside thing, just like you would within the indicator. Same thing. And then he says, there it is, new high of day, 21%. And that is what a trader does. Good job, Kevo. Another Lordstown Motors. What was that ticker? Was that RIDE? R-I-D-E? SPY new high of day. Could call out Ryan. Tesla Prime for another move. Took a put at the top. Kevo also putting... Oh, God. I need to sleep better. Kevo said the 1 minute is showing rejection now. The same person who is just in calls has scaled out and is saying we are seeing potential rejection here. You think so, yeah? I knew exactly what you meant, though, when you said Lordstown Motors. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of those, weren't there? I'm glad we talked about other game plans like IWM because SPY has definitely not been the most exciting lately. Apple's still moving up. Good job to anybody who was posting that earlier. Looks like Nvidia weakness is still continuing. Be very careful about your semiconductors, guys. Nvidia, AMD. SMCI weakness as well. Where's... Yeah, he was, but he was watching current day open. He typed it current day open, but he meant previous day high, but he was looking at CDO. That was both. I think I'm impressed with how much price action is holding this area. This is more bullish than anything to me, as long as you hold this combination of levels, this highlighted area we have, everybody. We just got off. I literally just clicked off NVIDIA. I literally just said there's weakness stepping in, and then it started holding. I literally just clicked that chart. We'll go back to it, though. Literally just clicked away. Let me go to my right chart. You probably don't care about those levels. Oh, wait, I don't have levels on NVIDIA right now. To the high, edit properties, yellow dotted line. Sorry, I was getting the previous day open, previous day high, previous day close, but it was taking me a second to see like the time and make sure I got the right level. NVIDIA is breaking previous day close right now. They're not at that high or low yet. You might want to mark that. I don't normally typically do that, but it's NVIDIA. You don't want to ignore a stock that's in an uptrend. Also, I don't know if you're in longs or shorts on this. Right now, shorts are picking back up as they are under yesterday's close, but they are not under the higher low. So if you see a break of 946.60s, I will not be surprised if you see this down in this vicinity down here. This kind of the lower half of this second area. But very good chance you see them hold and try to work back up. It is NVIDIA. We are still in uptrends on the market. Also, SPY is holding. Ooh, good stuff by React. He even posted a nice little Tesla chart and everything. Nice. Very, very clean. Qs, as instructed, have pretty much all day been bullish. This one's been very clear that they want to try to move up to at least this area here. That much was very apparent. SPX also holding very well. They get a pop over 52.35. That could be a good continuation higher. Seeing a little bit of a return from IWM, but they really haven't gained much, so you might still be seeing some pullback by them while SPY and Triple Q get some action today. We'll see. You're still in calls, but SPY scared you? Yeah, I could definitely see why. I mean, that was pretty wild, that candle right there. This candle stopped even a fine trader in my chat, so trust me, you're not crazy for letting that one scare you. Damn, that's crazy. The annual inflation rate of Argentina is still rising, and it's at a record of 276%. While the US deals with 3.2%, max was 9.1. That is crazy. Turkey peaked at 80. No, wait. Yeah, at 85.5%. They're at 67%. The next country after that is Russia at 7%. Bro, that is wild. Poor Argentina and poor Turkey. The crazy thing about Turkey, too, is they had all those, speaking of immigration, they had a lot of immigration from all the, like, not even just Ukraine. They had immigration before that, and then the Ukraine stuff happened again. It picked up, and then they started getting even more immigrant. It's crazy that some of these countries deal with this stuff, and like almost at the same scale as the United States sometimes. And then you go look, and their inflation rate's like a hell of a lot worse. It's just crazy to look at. The numbers, I think, are what blow my mind. Good post by Eric on the trade floor. He's beating me to every update possible. Oh. Good awareness, King Carnage. Good awareness. Good morning, Leland. How you doing, man? Where's Must Be Dreaming? You would need some Must Be Dreaming price action right now. This right here is exactly why I chart other tickers. This is why you guys gotta make your watch list of other things you like to look at. Even if you don't trade them, it's just nice to try to review something else more. PayPal's killing it. Microsoft holding that previous day close and getting a nice bounce. Same time, Apple slowed down after holding its gains. Nvidia struggling. They broke previous day close. They failed to break that next level that we had marked out, 946.64. IWM looking for another leg down. Looks like Kevo, React, Sanddollar, a couple people are all watching Tesla, which is good. A lot of SPY Tesla sitting cash now. Good job, Sanddollar. Thank you, Chief. Me no sleep. I figured. I know you sleep less than I do. I didn't even know those people existed. BA weakness is still very relevant. I want to see this come down more. But we'll see. Everything's still hung up over those next levels we have. I'm just adding extra days of that so I can be able to cross my screen. Kind of annoying me it wasn't. Add that previous day close and that's it. LOL, I see your overnight post reminding myself I need to go to sleep. I'm running on only 2 hours of sleep today. Rough start of the week for me. Damn, Alexis. You got me beat. Well, Alexis, the great thing about that, whenever I don't sleep too much, I try to think about it like this. If you can make it all the way through today without taking a nap, like even a 5, because I know sometimes like taking like a 15 minute nap, that's all someone needs to be like refueled. But man, if you can just push through and not sleep at all and make it to that next night, oh my God, man, when your head hits that bed or that pillow, bro, you are out. And if you're not, you're out within the next few minutes, and it feels amazing. You'll be tired that next morning because, you know, you had to sleep it all, but man, that is one of the greatest feelings ever. I hope you get a really good night's sleep tonight. Sanddollar said, thank goodness it's Tuesday. I'm probably going to fall asleep at the afternoon movie matinee. Tesla inside bar on 5. Give me a new high of day, baby. That's what React wants. I'll go over to Tesla for you. Come on. There we go. And don't feel like you have bad levels if mine aren't the exact same as yours. I don't think I updated mine. Leland says I'm a napper. There's nothing wrong with a nap. I'm not hating on my nappers at all. Make sure to go pick up lifetime membership if you have not already. We're going to be doing an event tomorrow, the day after, and Friday as well. Pretty much the last 3 days of this week. We're going to be going over the first course and the second course from 10 to noon each day. My time, 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. So I'll probably come in here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I might not stream every single day for the rest of this week because we don't have a Market Friday, of course. But Wednesday and Thursday, I might take off one of those days to focus on doing those. So tomorrow, I might not stream, and then maybe you'll see me here Thursday, is what I might do. But that's where I'll be, though. I want you guys to know I'm not just going to be taking a break or disappearing. I'm going to be here still working with the Lifetime guys. But that'll be happening tomorrow, the day after, and Friday from 10 to noon. So about a 2-hour session each day. It'll be 6 hours by the time we're done. Hopefully not all of that will be recorded, because 6 hours is a lot of recording. But also, hopefully we just get through the main course, the main meat of it all. But yeah, we're gonna go through the first course, the second course. We're just doing a walkthrough. It's not really telling people this or that. It's just kind of going through it together, answering questions together, just kind of having fun. So, and that'll be an unlisted YouTube stream link that I'm gonna do. I was gonna do it where I join Discord and record my screen, but I think what I'm gonna do is set it to where it records the stream, and then I can just link people as it sees fit, instead of keeping that long ass recording on my computer. But yeah, that should be fun though. I'm kind of excited about that. I've never done anything like that before. I've been kind of teasing it for a while. A lot of people seem interested, so we're gonna be doing that. But yeah, just throwing that warning out there. There is one discount code for someone who wants it in the announcements channel for Lifetime membership. So if somebody is wanting to pick that up and they haven't had the chance yet, there is one more discount still in there for anybody who wants to take advantage of that. But I wanted to give you guys that warning so you don't think I'm just ditching you guys the rest of the week. So I might not be here tomorrow to stream, but I will definitely be here Thursday to stream, the last day of the stock market week. But I'm going to go over it in that stream as well. So I'll see you guys then. But yeah, I'm kind of excited for those dates, for those streams, whatever you want to call them. Carter said, "Holy shit, followed a plan and stuck to it. It's working. Weird." You got to remember though too, it's also for when it's wrong. It's not just for when you have a successful trade. It's also for when you're incorrect, or when your trade is wrong or is invalid. It's nice to have a plan, so when you cut it, you're not sitting there looking at like a 65% loss. I think all of us can agree it's easier to get back a 35 or 25 or 15% loss than it is a 75, 85, 95% loss. So, works for both the good and the bad. Good job though, Carter. I'm glad to see that, because honestly, that is the best feeling ever. Is when you sit there, you put some energy into the chart, and you talk about what you want to see it do, what it might do, and then it does everything you say. Oh my god, guys, let's go. And that is how it should feel. Oh, man. Oh, baby, a triple. Slime. Alright, well, I'm done updating IWM. We're fully out of that play. Good job, everybody who might have caught that with me, or you might have just done it on your own. I don't care what you did. I'm happy for you. I'm moving back onto the overall market. We'll go over some different weights and stuff. The NVIDIA weakness did stay. Ooh, let's go. Prop. Carter got over 45% on an IWM short. Who would have guessed they'd start wicking it right there? Hey, good job, VC. You got a confirmed 20% scalp. I thought you were taking a break. What happened to that? I'm happy for you, but just, you know, I'm more concerned about everyone's mental than I am your gains. 100% it's the fact I followed and didn't press it like I have been the last week. I'll post a review later. Yeah, take your time, Carter. You don't need to worry about the review yet. Post it later. Enjoyed the moment. Enjoy your day. Good job though, man. I'm very happy for you. Huge sigh of relief, honestly. Like from a trader's perspective, when you do that for one of the first few times, kind of plan it out and then take it. I'm proud to see that, man. And you can see it too, like React in chat, like he's happy to see it. Mangekko, Kevo, like Kevo's happy to see it. It's because these people know that feeling. These people know that feeling of going over something, and regardless of it working or not, it just feels good because you have something planned around it, right? You're limited to doing certain actions. You're not just sitting there like, oh my god, anything could happen. Like, no, it's set scenarios now. Very good post by Eric. He just posted an hourly SPX outside bar. All right. Appreciate the team here, man. Appreciate you, Carter. That's what this chat is about, man. Like, and that's why I get on to people, because, like, I hate when people come in here and make shit about themselves. It's not about, where did this guy learn this strategy, man? Let's all glaze him. Like, it's not about that. Like, it's just like, let's just follow a system. Let's post it, and let's follow it. That's it. Let's not make it any more noise or any harder than it needs to be, right? And that's what this chat's about. Like, look at Kevo. Every day he's killing it. But he's not just doing this off random. Like, look, he's taking mild percentages. He's just in with more size than you. That's all that matters. He just has more size. But he's taking really good, clean-cut trades. He's not aiming for the moon, right? He's not aiming for things to fall through the floor every single time, you know? And that's what you want to work towards. Just posting the charts in chat. I'm not meaning to spam anybody. We'll leave IW. AMD short has been fired. Rejects a VWAP. Ooh, good job, Jedi Juan. Some of the names in here are pretty awesome. Yeah, nice hold the previous day high. Could mention Leland. No YOLO trades, exactly. Message clear, size up to make more. Exactly, King Carnage. Exactly. That's the staircase method, man. It's not just like, oh, let me get in here, take calls, and then take profits. Like, no, it's a whole lot more than that. People think like, oh, I'll get to $1,000 profit in this trade because of this. Like, yeah, once you make the other steps first. Can't get up to here if you don't make the steps to get to that point. But I have to always kind of remind you guys that now, because there's people in our chat now that trade with more money and stuff. It's not just Mel, so I don't just mention Mel. There's tons of people in chat with trading with tens of thousands of dollars, and it's just it throws some people off because they'll be like, oh my god, these are expectations I need to be looking towards. Like, I need to be making $1,000. Like, no, you don't. You're on your scale. You're not on their scale. They've been doing this a lot longer than you. They're allowed to be aiming towards those goals. You're not. So that's another thing, you know, is don't let yourself get thrown off by others, you know. Be happy for others, but don't let what they're doing disrupt anything you're doing. What works for them might not work for you. The way that they have a preference for something, you might not have the same preference. You might have a limitation there, or you're hesitant against doing something in that regard. But just stick to what you're doing. Stick to what you're comfortable with. Stick to reviewing. There's no reason to move on from this and do random shit. And if you are getting started out in here, congratulations. I hope you enjoy your journey. Really good post by Eric, myself, Jedi Juan, and Mel, all in the trade floor. Kevo has a couple in there. Carter has a couple in there. D-Touch has a couple in there. Really good posts in there by everybody. No way. Okay, so y'all know the Neuralink stuff, right? It came out yesterday that a paraplegic man that has Neuralink played Mario Kart. . What? This man has no use of his body and he's able to play Mario Kart. Bruh, that is so cool. I don't care who you are, that's cool as hell. I know a lot of people are against the whole Neuralink thing, but... Damn, that's awesome. It's not shit like you see that every day. Yeah, only if it's used for good, of course. Yo, thank you, Eric. He said, reminder to hydrate, not just in the YouTube stream, but also in the Discord chat. What a real one. Eric looking out. I need to, oh, I can't change your name. I don't want to. You already kind of did your name. It's like the father of our chat. It's pretty awesome. Next step, hook him up to a Tesla. Swear to God, Tesla, if you don't bust, whoa. Yeah, pause. Why did I read all that? Even more of a pause. I will say this. I like that they pushed up. I like that they made a new high just recently. And I like that of their two dips, the second is a higher of the first. Very, very good sign for them. Spy chart kind of ugly, not going to lie. Probably better to watch Tesla. I mean, I tried to say watching IWM was more fun, and it definitely was. We actually got movement out of that chart, and we're kind of done with it now. But even then... There we go. I just had to click off it again for a second. Make it think I wasn't coming back. There we go, react. Leland, you're such a troll. I don't know if you'll see the gap fill today, but I hope you see it. 185 is definitely possible. 187, 188, that would be a little wild just in today, but buyers are definitely present. And this is exactly what I said was going to happen. We talked about, not just in Tesla's case, in other cases for other charts too, but you know how like people are just like, they'll look at a chart and they'll be like, oh my God, this thing's falling continuously, and then they kind of ignore it when this stage happens, and maybe they look at it again and see this, then they really start to ignore it. That's why these charts go up. It's not because of some random news coming out or the company's altering or anything. There's nothing happening. The only thing that's happened is the change of sentiment. More people are bearish or not paying attention now, right? And that's the perfect liquidity for bigger money to take this back up, especially at a certain part of the chart. If you go back to the weekly, which is kind of what we've been saying watching here. Let's just go to like a individual. Let's just go to invisible chart here. We'll just clean this up. You'll see that we actually are at a finally at a good spot, right? The first time people were trying to buy dips over here, they weren't really looking at anything, right? The nearest support we had was way up here. People were just trying to randomly buy into this, thinking that it would go all the way back up to 222, 220s, right? When in reality, on the weekly, we still had one more area to go tap, right? And we still have another one down here if we really, really want to. Again, I'm just going from the low of each move before the reversal back up, and I'm going to the top of the last red candle. Same thing here. Same thing here. And I'm just getting short-term supply and demand. Right now, I have 2 demands and a supply, short-term supply. But it's funny because all these people were like so bullish and just so like big into believing in this company when it was here. But now that we're here, all of them are quiet. All of them are ignoring the chart. All of them are gone from the screen. They're not looking at Tesla. And that's exactly why it's going to base out over the next couple weeks. Now, whether it ends up breaking 150s, I don't think it'll do this move. But if it does, I'll load up on some shares there. But this isn't a bad spot for long-term investors, as well as people who are just looking to trade it in the near term. But over the next couple weeks, I will be looking to see if this holds this base here. And this will be a good spot to work itself back up the chart. So if you want to look out for my Tesla updates, definitely be on the lookout for those. Mark that lower high. Whoops. Mark that one. And that one. So we got the all-time high supply, we got the lower high of the all-time high supply, we got another lower high right here. Of the low of this move to the high before the first slowdown, where did it hold? Let me slow that one down. So from the low of the move to the high of the first move that it made on its way back up before slowing down, so from here to here, right, where does that fib sit? It sits right at the top of that demand, and then our control point is a little bit of a higher low of that. So you have that right basically at that candle's open. But see how that candle held there? They came back up, smacked this, so no real reaction here. Very too early on, basically, is what this is saying. Came back down, gave us another slowdown. Look where they held that open and then closed higher. Then a soldier candle. Now you have a gapped up candle. So basically, as long as we're seeing higher lows hold this vicinity, should be a good hold for the Tesla chart on the bigger time frames moving forward. Now, if we see a break of that, we can delete all this and change that. But for now, that's what it's looking like. Yeah, I know a lot. I don't have to tell you guys this. I know a lot of you guys in chat have been doing this on your own. Like Green Candlestick just said, I've been buying. I know a lot of people in chat have been, because you guys have non-stop been talking about Tesla. So I know for a fact you guys have been buying it in the 170s, and I'm very proud of that fact. And I didn't have to sit here and chat and be like, hey guys, make sure you're looking at Tesla, blah blah blah. Like, no, my chat was on that on their own. I didn't have to worry about you guys. So I am proud to say that. But I wanted to go over it again because that felt like something that needed to be covered a little bit, because I know a lot of people were already buying months before, weeks before, months before. So I wanted to go over that a little bit. Is this the Easter Bunny rally for SPY? Not so hoppity hop, is it? Not so quick. It's just awkward, and I think this is like some of these days people need to kind of get more used to. These happen all the time, and it's been happening for months. You know, we've had many days like this where you might look at this candle by itself and be like, oh my god, this is the high, it's coming back down. But you forget, like, what has it done up to this point? Like, the context of the chart keeps you in the right side of the trend until that changes, right? So, until, like, at this candle, you could be like, oh my god, this is bearish. Then it closes higher. Next thing you know, tomorrow you're like, oh my god, this is so bullish, this is so good for buyers. And then it doesn't get that much movement. And then you're like, what the hell? You know, so like the constant switching is what's gonna piss people off. But it's very normal though. Like this is a very normal piece of price action today, as well as yesterday, right? Because we're pulling back, but it's not bearish. They're still holding us up. So what do they give us? A gapped up day. They're gonna give us minimal price actions where we're not all in on the trades. They're gonna keep us out of it by keeping it scary looking, keep us hesitant, and then who knows? Maybe tomorrow we get another higher open that rallies and hits the all-time high. That should be what happens, but if not, then what other scenario are we looking at? The break of today, right? If I get another lower open, like we did here, and we're breaking today's lows, we're going to these supports, right? And if we break these supports, we're going to 517.85, right? So you should still be bullish, but have some short-term downside game plans in case things do give up. Therefore, when it does happen, you're not sitting here like, oh my god, I can't believe this didn't work. Not like, oh my god, this was an uptrend, I thought I was supposed to be right. Like, okay. Your swings might be wrong, but you can switch over and day trade to the downside. Or maybe you aren't a swing trader at all and you're just day trading, you know, whatever it is you're doing. I really want to swing EMPH puts, I'm not gonna lie. It has multiple hammers with the wicking on top. It has a black crow happening today, which I know that doesn't count because it's only been an hour and a half, but this chart looks really good to try and come back down. Maybe to test the recent lows first, right here. But if it breaks that in this area here, the actual low, give us another good dip down to the 102 mark, 103 mark. So I'll see if that ends up happening, but I like the potential for that chart. Da 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 da. It's the DOWD. SPX still holding previous day highs. Da, 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 da. Meta 30-minute bullish engulfing trying to break 510. Finally, something else to look at. I mean, yeah, let's go look at that, guys. 30-minute. You said engulfing trying to break 510. Finally, something beautiful. All right, let me fix my chart real quick. So I need to get price level 2. Keep it that high. Where's that day's close? Oh, I'm not even near it yet. Alright, here we go. There's that day's close. This day held above it, closed above it. Yeah, mark that high. Mark that low. And yeah, just like he said, 510. Very good looks. Who said that? Ben. Good looks by Ben. Quick and easy, something simple, but also very nice. Bullish engulfing, got some pattern recognition in there. I don't really see too many people call it a 30-minute either, but that's a very powerful time frame. Look how many, I just looking at this one, look how many candles side to side that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5. Inside of one 30-minute candle. A lot of pressure held from basically just this candle alone, you could say. It's funny that that's where the bullish engulfing comes from. Could almost cheat and just go from like the top of that to the top of that, and then say medium retest here, right there, midterm, not medium, midterm. Which is kind of where they're jump roping all day. They keep going above it, fail, reject, fail, but didn't make new lows, worked itself back up. Very aggressive chart. Got a piece, no trades for one. Gonna check charts around Power Hour, but probably handoff day. Have a great day. You too, Maddie. Thank you, man, for being here. Appreciate you. Good post by Eric. He's updating the SPX outside bar that he was talking about earlier on. Still going over it. Make sure you guys go review that OB/outside bar review by Eric on the trade floor. Trade floor is free, by the way, guys. You don't have to be a paid member to post in or to be in there, but you do have to be to post in there. Like, you can type and all that, but you shouldn't be able to post charts and all that. I think you can do that on trade floor, but on post charts you shouldn't be able to. Let's see here. keep looking over at these, expecting them to change, and I see the 0.20s. I'm like, all right, they haven't moved. Go to something else. I keep expecting it to be different. Tesla popped that high, and ever since have struggled. But they're still holding a majority of their gains. So that's a very good sign by that chart. Coin has not moved up today, but I still like that for potential upside still. Ooh, poor Nike. I didn't even notice it did that. I was honestly still kind of like getting this move in my head, because this was a pretty large gap down. They had a lot of lower highs still happening. I remember this looking bearish, but like to move it down like that again, I know it's off earnings, but Nike's actually getting to a really good spot of the chart now. This was basically the last time I was looking at them. I think we took one play with Daffy in here somewhere. I really don't remember. I think it was like a small gain, and then since then I have not touched it. Leland reconfirming the bulls are boring. Bulls are so boring. Not boring. Bulls are so boring. What do you mean, man? I'm full of energy watching this stuff. You're tripping. No, I'm kidding. Leland, will you be around tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday? Or no? I'm gonna do the lifetime streams those days. You don't have to be. I was just wondering. You might be able to throw some like fun questions in there while I'm going over stuff. You know, things that I'll be able to answer that will help other people that are probably not thinking about it or looking at other stuff. I need you as like my question instigator. Damn, I bet Alexis caught some really big gains on Moderna, because I just realized how big that day was. Moderna King. Damn, Disney. Killing it. It's probably trapped a lot of people. To the downside, that is. Very nice moves by that chart. Eric reconfirming to everybody on the trade floor that SPX has still not made a new higher high, but we are still above current day open. Very good post by Eric. Yeah, we're going back to Tesla, and then we'll go check out that Meta 30-minute again. That was probably the most entertaining thing we've looked at in a minute. There we go. That looks really good. And that was by Ben. Ben found this one. And yeah, guys, make sure to drop a like on today's stream if you have not already. Thank you guys again. We had over 100 people click on today's stream, and I could already tell we were going to have lower viewership this week just because of, I know a lot of you guys have had this conversation with me before. You know, a lot of you guys have messaged me in DMs. We've had streams talking about this topic, but we always go over like the pacing of the market, you know? Not every day is it going to be the most exciting, greatest day on every single chart. Like some days you're going to have to dig down deep and actually go find those charts in a different sector that's actually moving or being rotated into or out of even. And then also, just on yourself. Like, you don't need to be trading every single day. That's just pointless. Don't make yourself go crazy. We always talk about how easy it is to start trading, but how hard it is to stay trading, to maintain. Maintaining is by far the hardest thing in trading, in any aspect of life probably, but maintaining. So it's nice to kind of have those days, and you'll see people around the server, people in the streams. They'll say, "Guys, I'm heading out early today," or they'll be like, "Guys, I'm not doing this today." You'll never hear me once complain about those people, because those are the people that understand, like, okay, I need to step back. Let me just wait, and I'll get a different day of opportunity or something, you know. And or maybe it's for opportunity, maybe it's because they've been exerting too much energy and they just want to take a break. Whatever it may be, it's a great thing for the traders of our group to do. You don't need to be sitting here every single day, and if you are, you're making a mistake. I do not recommend sitting on your screens every single day. People said you're boring, Leland, on the trade floor. You're boring. No, you. Oh, no kidding, Aloha. Massive move up. Yeah, so far these semiconductors are showing to China that they don't care that they're not using their chips anymore. Which, it's funny, like, they'll still use NVIDIA. China will still use NVIDIA. But NVIDIA and AMD are literally related in multiple ways. So it's like, what's the point? Not only did they not actually circumvent not using AMD, but I don't know. I didn't think it was going to affect them that hard either. At first, you would get a reaction, and you did. It fell from over 180 to 172, but you can already see the reaction of that. Buyers are holding up very well. No, you're right, King Carnage. That's exactly what's happening. We are bullish, just not getting any follow through. And it might cause some downside reaction short term because of it. But it's definitely taking its sweet time. My chart 90 main recently added RSI for us too much. Good job, Sandollar. What do I think of... Wait, hold up. Billy, what do you think of my chart on the trade floor? Okay, you drew that correctly. I guess my only question, I mean, there's nothing like wrong with your chart. I guess my only question is why are you going from... Is that this day? It looks like you're going from like the low to the high. Right? No, that's not right, because that doesn't even line up. I don't know how you're getting this fib. I see it, but why are our levels so much different? Oh, you're on the 30-minute. Okay, that's why it looks so much different. Okay. I'm over here like, what is going on with this chart? So he's going from here to here. Oh, no, you didn't. You went to the top of... That's why it's lining up differently. I don't know. I really don't use the pre-market stuff for my fibs, man. I'm gonna be honest. And also, I don't know what this to pre-market high gets you. Like, I don't really understand what that's getting you. Like, why are you drawing that? I guess is what I'm asking. I'm not even saying it's wrong or right. There's no such thing as like me sitting here being like, that's a wrong fib. Like, no, it just depends. Like, what are you getting it for? And it looks like you're going from low of previous day to top of pre-market, which ends at what? 522.21. So you have yours about like right here. It's a little off, but about right here. And yeah, you do get that fib, but I mean, you already have it. Looks like you already have it drawn. If you're using previous day high supply, you'd go from top of the, high of the day basically to the open of the last green candle, right? Before it dropped down. That's basically right here. So edit properties, add a couple days just to have it over to the right. And you should already have that there. So, and it looks like you do. It looks like you already have that set to some extent. Oh, you do yours on the 30-minute. You do your supply on the 30-minute. See, I'm doing mine on the 5-minute. Let's see here. There's nothing wrong here. You're just doing it differently than I would. There's nothing wrong here with how I'm looking at it, at least. Makes sense though. You got your low to the high of your move, I should say, not range. Dips back down, and you're just getting some price action holding that 50%. Yeah, there's nothing wrong here. Objectively, there's nothing wrong here. And I think like some people hear my tone the wrong way and I probably throw it off the wrong way, but to be honest, it's not my fault. But you might hear my tone go the wrong way sometimes too, because like that's just objectively how I would not draw the chart. But that doesn't mean you're wrong. You know? Does that make sense? Like, based on how I would do it? Nah. But there's nothing wrong with what you did, though. It's weird how I'm answering you. It's just, I don't want to sit here and be like, well, you're dumb for doing this, Ryan. Why are you doing it like this? Like, because you're not dumb. Like, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. But I'm also glad to see you on the 30-minute. The 30-minute is a great time frame. I feel like it also gives you good pacing and makes you more patient too. I feel like I probably got a little bit more patient looking at the 30-minute more over time, just because it's like, all right, I got a confirmation, now what? All right, we'll wait for one more. It's like, oh well, shit, I gotta wait 30 minutes. You know, so you're sitting there waiting. I think for a good reason, it's a solid time frame. But either way, if you drawing that fib or not, you should still end up with the same information. The previous day high supply, you should still get that on your 5-minute. You should go down to your 5-minute, get your previous day low, you know, or the low, the high don't matter what time frame it's on, but you know what I mean. So you can kind of feel it in yourself, like, all right, I got that, 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 like, just to confirm the information's there for you. But let me remove this because this is not the chart to be drawing this on. And you can see I even went more passive with my post. When we did it in yesterday's stream, I didn't even draw it like that. I just straight up took the previous day close because we didn't go over it at all. And then I just went to the high because it was like, why not? You know, that gives me the gap, the previous 2-day ago close, sorry, which was never touched, and then the high. So I'm really just watching a vicinity. I'm watching an area, not just one thing. No, you're good. I didn't really have any real criticism for you. It's not like you did anything wrong. You drew your fib the right direction. When you saw me draw my fib like this, I was just looking at the percentages because I was like, you better have drawn this the right direction. Because some people will be like, Like they'll see this and they'll be like, all right, let me go from here to here. It's like, well, that's wrong as hell. And yeah, in this instance, we are still getting the same fib, or a similar fib, but in other instances, it's going to be very inaccurate. So you want to make sure you're drawing it the right way, which that's what I was confirming, and you did draw it the right way. If you're looking from here to here, that's going up, right? Then you need to draw up, not down. Draw in the right direction. You read a book left to right. I like your 9 EMA. I like your trend line. I don't draw trend lines, but I never hate on anyone who does, because it's nice to have that visual guideline, which is really what trend lines should be, visual guidelines. Like if you have like a trend line, I wouldn't draw one like that, but nice to have that visual aid. And then you highlighted your area too, so I thought that was cool too. You have a really good job. You have a really good way of like making things visual to you, and I think that's very important when charting, because when you go to trade those things, you'll remember instantly, okay, this is why I have it like this, or okay, this is why I have that. You won't be sitting here like freaking out or hesitating or trying to grab more information when you don't need to. Like when you get to the trading part, it's just get in, man. Get in, get out, get in, get out, based on how you have your chart set up. You know, you shouldn't have to be thinking. It's just reacting at that point. So that's why you want to put all that energy and hard work and all that stuff into the charting part of that process. Then when you go to trade, it's just do it. You don't have to sit there and think about things. Poor meta. I just wanted to see that one blast off. Still got a lot of time on that one. Oh, I say a lot of time. 9 minutes. 8 minutes, I should say. I wanted to see that one blast off for the boy Benny. That would have been cool. Plus, that setup was actually clean. But still holding. We'll see here in a few more minutes what's doing. What it's doing. What's doing. Go to the daily. Respectfully, Roku, you suck. The NPH. No problem, Ryan. Just remember what we talked about, though. You know, not everyone's always going to have the same exact information, but make what you have in front of you make sense. It should be simple. It should be effective. Shouldn't have to sit there and think about things for 30 minutes straight just to figure out if something's bullish or not. And if you are sitting there that long having to figure something like that out, then you probably shouldn't touch the chart. Only trade what you're comfortable with. Only trade what you've practiced. King Carnage coming in here saying, still holding current day open. He said, give me new high of day. Is King Carnage finally gonna get what he wants? He said probably not. King Carnage. Oh my god, that's funny. So I went back to that tweet where I was talking about the paraplegic guy with the Neuralink thing playing Mario Kart, which again, that's really cool. One of the comments says, "Wait till he gets to Rainbow Road." God, comments are the greatest. You ever find a good meme? Go to the comments. Don't even look at the meme. Go to the comments. It's funny every time. Are we getting another slowdown against the 521.27 area? Oh no. Hey, I don't care. I had one game plan work, and that's all we needed. As exciting as it would have been to watch Spy move, we did not get it. Not yet, at least. I'm going to review IWM and then in stream, I think. But basically this morning we went over a game plan on IWM based on the bigger time frame, and just to show, not making this up, last night actually was my last post, but I was saying how IWM, fun to watch for opportunity when SPY is not as attractive. Inside bar on the daily, you can see this candle is inside of the previous, the high and the low. So this is fun and simple. Currently IWM is showing a double top with a lower high. Just looking at the fact that we have a high here and a high here, and it's a little bit lower than that previous one, and we're approaching that supply. That's really all I was looking at. So I just like that it was approaching a significant area. I don't really care if it goes up or down here. It could do either for all I care. Inside bars are powerful, and they're my favorite because they're just like me. They're non-biased, and they give us really good price action to either side. But this right here says this IB leads into that lower high, and we can expect movement from these areas. And then I went over some short-term levels because this would have been a good initial trigger. This would have been a good initial trigger. You had farther triggers to get you in. So basically you're looking above this towards this, above this towards this, above this towards this. It's very simple. Sometimes when you have two levels, like in this example, you can just use both. So I don't know if I'd short under 205.50 to 205.07. That just wouldn't be feasible, right? That wouldn't be far out enough for you to actually take good profits, right? That wouldn't make any sense. So just use both in this example. But today we didn't get that. We ended up getting a little bit of a mixture of scenarios, actually. If you look here, we actually got a higher open. So at first it looked like it wanted to hold the high of that candle here. And let me remove this fib real quick. But it went to hold above this. We got a nice little move above, and then it came right back below. So basically we're doing the opposite. Instead of looking up, we're looking down now because they broke back under. So we're going to go back to that 2 minute, or 2 minute, to that 5 minute chart. And if you go from where we broke to where we made our first slowdown, so I'll redraw that for you. Again, so here's our open. We got a nice move up. They're still holding up. They came back down. Okay, so they're breaking structure finally. They're breaking 207. We're either looking for a retake over 207, which would also be nice to see it over today's open, this area right here. For a potential bullish retake. That'd be very nice to see. Then you could be like, all right, we'll look for some bullish plays again. But until we see that, we just can't flip, right? So we're going to go from where we broke, which would be the 207.01, to where we made our first slowdown, which would be here, right? Because they came back down, hit this, and then we got our first green candle after the first two red candles right here, right? So that's our first slowdown, if that makes sense, because we were moving down, right? So they're slowing down with the buyer candle. So we're going to go from here to here, and we're going to look for a midterm retest. They gave us a nice close over. They gave us a nice close back down. They gave us a lower high close up. They gave us a higher open, and then they closed lower. Gave us a bearish retest of even that base. If you were to draw like a flat trend line here between that and that to show that it has like a base there, you'd see that's where they came out to reject multiple times, formed an inside bar, and then made a new low again. Then made it down to here. So this was the main game plan I had gone over in stream today. Beyond that, there really wasn't as much action I was looking at. The price action, this will also help answer Tristan's question. What do you think of these past few days of price action? They're needed, honestly. Too many days, I think people are getting lost. You guys need to zoom out more. I genuinely believe if you guys zoomed out more, you'd realize, like, okay, these days are needed. And I don't think you guys are betting against the market. I don't think like that. I think you guys are getting too antsy. We get these rallies, right? We just went from 508 up to 525 almost in a matter of 4 or 5 sessions, right? And then we have 3 sessions where we barely move down, and everyone's losing their minds thinking that, oh, this market's boring, it sucks, it's because of news, it's because of not news, it's because of this, it's because of that. It's not because of anything. This is just natural price action, right? We're still bullish. It's just harder to keep going up the chart when everyone's sitting here going like, yeah, we're going to the moon, everything's going up, right? And then as soon as we get our first few red candles, everyone's like, oh my god, we're gonna go fall back down through the floor again. It's changing sentiment is what it's doing. It's doing its job. That's exactly what these dips and rips are for. Is to change sentiment. Is to change opinions of the masses. Is to make us all say this is gonna keep going down. And then guess what? We get a higher open. I promise you, 95% of people after saying how bearish they were last week are instantly saying how bullish they are now this week. It almost never has anything to do with news. It's almost always the change of sentiment. So what do I think of the past few days of price action? I think they're needed. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Were they boring? Yeah, probably. Were they slow? Yeah, probably. Not everyone is going to be of this size, right? Look how small this is for this pullback, right? But look at this one. This one was large. This one was all right. That's pretty similar to the one we're experiencing now. So you can see not every dip is the same. Not every rip is the same, but we are still in an uptrend. We've not invalidated anything, so we can't really turn bearish yet. But that's what I would say. I would just say it's needed. I would say we have a needed piece of price action in front of us. We can't go up without that slowdown. It's like if you or me, Tristan, were to go around the track, right? And maybe you're more fit than me, but let's say we run around the track for like, I don't know, an hour, right? We're gonna be kind of tired. We're gonna be gasping for air. Our sides are gonna be hurting, whatever, right? We need a Gatorade. We need a water. I need a breather, right? That's exactly what the chart does. The chart is the exact same way, and you got to think about it in terms of opinions. Most people believe that the market is bullish. They would be correct. The market is bullish. But the market can't go up if everyone's betting for it to go up. That just wouldn't make sense. It's the same thing for like betting odds, right? If we're all betting on the same fighter, no one's going to make money because no one's betting against us. We're not someone has to be wrong for someone to be right, right? And that's really what you're looking for now. Every time you have these dips, you're looking for a change of sentiment, right? And until we see a difference in that, I can't flip back bearish yet. Right, and we've talked about that many times in the past, and we could go over that for another hour if we wanted to, but we're not just looking for a couple red candles to turn this market around. We need a lot more than that. I need to see red candles that pull us back. I need to see a reversion back up like we're seeing now. I need to see a rejection of that recent high. I need to see a break of that recent low that was made. And you can see how many steps are involved with that. It's not just like, oh, I saw one candle, we're flipping bearish. Like, no, I need to see multiple things stack up to really tell me, okay, market's probably changing directions now. Go look at some weights. You know, if I go across my weights and I see like all the tech charts are up through the roof, everything else is falling through the floor, and SPY looks like it's ready to reverse back down, what probability do I have of going to short tech over everything else? Very high, because those have the most movement. Those are going to have the most room for movement because they're up in the highs. But I'm going to end the stream there, though, guys. Thank you guys for sitting here and reviewing the SPY chart with me, as well as the IWM game plan we talked about earlier. But again, great callouts by everybody in here on Tesla. We had a couple other mentions on different tickers like Meta, all other kind of things like Netflix. I could go through the million we already talked about. But thank you guys, seriously, for being here, for adding your own opinions in, adding your own, criticisms in. I always appreciate them. Thank you guys for focusing, really. It's amazing to me that this was kind of an expected boring week and all of you guys are still showing up, going through your reps. I just ask that you not think that you need to be in a trade every day. I think a lot of you guys are doing really good being here and being around, being kind of, involved, but not completely interacting with getting into trades every single second. I think that's a great thing. I think that's great that you're here for the quote unquote boring days. So when you are here for the not quote unquote boring days, you're able to identify, okay, this is what should be happening right now. We should be moving up. We should be getting movement because you were here getting context on the information beforehand. It's like reading a story, right? If I'm reading the quick any folklore, really, someone say something like the rabbit and the hare, or the rabbit and the hare, the hare and the turtle, right? If I was to read that, right, and I only read the part where the turtle beats the rabbit at the end, I would just think turtles are faster than rabbits. I wouldn't have any context of any other information before that, right? But if I read the story, I would realize, oh, rabbits are faster than turtles. This dude's just lazy and he let the turtle catch up. Right? I have context now. I have understanding of what's there. That's what we're looking for in the charts. We're looking for context, right? So it's not just like, all right, what's happening today? What's happened in the past 3 days? No, I need to know what's happened all the way up to this point. I need to read the book all the way up to this point. Getting context. So thank you guys again for being here. Definitely be sure to check out the yesterday stream. It was pretty small, so it shouldn't be hard for you to skim back through it. Check out some of the recent video uploads. We uploaded some for the actual membership. It's a silent video just going through UNH videos, top free stock market news sources, other videos in here for you guys as well. Playlist, I would check out the playlist. We got tons of playlists in here regarding the routine. I would go to the Road to Consistency playlist. This is by far my favorite playlist, and I actually add to it here and there. So check that out. I need to put in the... Oh, never mind. We got it. It's right there. And then the live stream. Yesterday's live stream. I would check this one out. But guys, I will see you later on. Thank you again. Have a great rest of your day. Love you all. And be safe.